All right, that's quite enough. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Coming to you live once again from our humble abode. And this will be hopefully the last time we do this from the house for a little bit. But till then, this is the Unhappy Gilmore Show, powered by Green Legion Radio and part of the Green Legion Radio family. We thank you, as always, for joining us from wherever you may be and whatever device you're using to stream us on YouTube. So please do us a favor. Pull up a chair. Turn up the volume if I'm not quite loud enough for you. Use the company dime if, God forbid, you're still stuck at work. Crack open a cold one if that's your thing on a Wednesday night. And let's try to have some fun as we put an end to day 3 of this week's hostage situation and look forward to tomorrow being Friday Eve. Some of you know, some of you don't know. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, it's impossible for you not to know. While we do always look forward to Friday Eve, we're not really trying to rush the week along here. And in a few minutes, we're going to welcome our guest, and you'll definitely find out why. So let's get right down. Oh, who do we got over here? Lou Mancini, what's up, brother? How we doing? Sound is kind of weird. Yeah, I tried with this little piece of shit speaker here. I can't find the other one, so it's not quite as good. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Nice to see you, cuz. Thanks for dropping in. All right, we are going to get the business stuff right off the bat, and then we're going to bring in our guest, and we're going to have a little fun for the next hour-ish, maybe a little bit less. So, without further ado, Michelle's favorite part of the show, as she sits in the other room rolling her eyes at me. Hey everyone, we are proudly sponsored by Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philadelphia. Just minutes away from the sports complex, Cheerleaders brings you the area's most beautiful women on 5 different stages. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m. and until 4 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. For group information, call 215-467-1980. Also offering free parking, a full menu, daily drink and food specials, and a premium selection of cigars and a cigar lounge. If you can't get out to the link to catch the birds, you can't get over to the bank to catch the fills, and you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sporting event, head on over to Cheerleaders and enjoy the 75-foot HD TV wall, as well as HD TV screens throughout the entire club, Once again, folks, that is Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philadelphia. Call 215-467-1980 for all of your group and party information. I do have a Green Legion announcement real quick here. In case you guys didn't see the posts or haven't heard, if those of you out there who were fans of Bud Light Baseball Brunch with Greg Murphy and Chris Sack, there will be a special edition this Sunday, August 24th from 11 a.m. to noon from Xfinity Live. That's, again, Greg Murphy and Chris Sack, Bud Light Baseball Brunch. I know I miss it. And you guys know I'm a Yankees fan. It was still an awesome show, and I'm always here to support my brother. So that's Phillies broadcaster Greg Murphy and Green Legion Radio's own Chris Sackmaster. Sack. 11 a.m. to noon this Sunday, bringing you all your Phillies talk and all that kind of fun. And I'm sure they'll go around the league a little bit as well. Don't know if we're going to shout out to bash the Yankees, but I know that's something they both enjoy to do whenever they get the opportunity, as it is for every other team in baseball besides Yankee fans. Always scrolling at the bottom of the screen, greenlegion.com. If you're looking to get out on the road to catch the birds, whether you live in Philadelphia or you don't, it does not matter. Head over to greenlegion.com. Click on the little thing for trips and tailgates. Find the trip you want to go on. If it does not say sold out, book it. I promise you a fantastic time. Can't always promise you the outcome of the game. We can always promise you a great time. If you're looking to hook up, and we're on the road this year, where are we at? We're at Kansas City. We're at Tampa Bay. We're at LA. We are at Green Bay. We are at Minnesota, of course, at Dallas, Washington, and New York. We're also at Buffalo. If you want to hang out with me this year out on the road, you can catch me in Minnesota. That game is, I believe, October 19th. You can also catch Michelle and I in Dallas the weekend before Thanksgiving. greenlegion.com. Trips and tailgates. Find your trip that you are interested in. Book it if it doesn't say sold out. Also, you'll find there tailgates, home tailgates. If you're in the Philadelphia area and you want to get out to the link, you're looking for a place to tailgate, the Green Legion tailgate, 1,000-person footprint at Xfinity Live. Also featuring the Green Legion Fox Sports pregame show with the normal cast of characters. Not this character. I only do that on the road unless I'm in Philly and I get an invite. So, again, don't hesitate, folks. These things do sell out very fast. With the road trips, even if the whole trip is sold out, there are also ways that you can party with us, be it game day options. That is your pep rally the night before the game, your tailgate 4 hours prior to the game, and game tickets as well. Again, greenlegion.com. Don't hesitate. You know what they say about he who hesitates. We won't say it here. All right. I think I ran through the business end of things as quick as possible. So, those of you that follow me on Facebook or on social media everywhere, you know it's been an emotional year. And Grady, why the hell are you in here twice? One of your faces is frozen. I can see you at the bottom. We'll figure it out in just a minute here. So you have seen my posts. You've seen the emotion. Grady graduated high school, my oldest, turned to 18 May 27th, 3 days after he graduated high school. And he's been home all summer. Now, he worked with me from the beginning of June up until last Friday. Did a great job. He was definitely a valuable asset. Very proud of him for the work he did there. But he's off this week. And this coming Monday, he will embark on his new career, and that is with the United States Army. He will leave Monday for basic training. So without further ado, we are going to bring the young man in to talk to us for a little bit. And there he is. What's up, kid? How we doing?
Hi, I'm just here.
I'm just here. So I gave you about as good of an intro as I can give you.
Yeah.
I noticed you chose to wear the Reds hat.
I did,
Nice touch.
of course.
For those of you that don't know, Grady jumped ship on me, and he did not go to the Phillies. He did not go to the Dodgers, thankfully. And good Lord, thank God it's not a Red Sox or Mets hat. But he did decide to take on the local team from where he was born here in the Cincinnati area. He is a Cincinnati Reds fan. So,
Yeah. Leaves my team composition looking pretty odd, but
well, Dad's is a little odd too. So,
well, you have three from the same city, and then
well, yeah. So
yeah,
I'm New York, pretty much everything except for the football, right? So
yep,
Birds and Penn State. Well, and then college basketball is UConn, but that was just a religion when I was growing up. So,
yeah,
um, let's start with let's start with Monday. Let's start
yeah.
with how you're feeling, and why don't you give these folks a little bit of a rundown here of what you've got coming up?
So Monday at around 10 a.m., my parents will take me to my recruiting center with my recruiter. They'll drop me off, say their goodbyes there, and I will be waiting for a shuttle to take me to Columbus. Well, that's where MEPS is, processing station. So I was there when I enlisted in April, and they just do a medical check, make sure everything's okay. Check me out, drug tests, everything like that. And then they'll take me up there on Monday. I'll stay the night in a hotel, and then Tuesday I'll do all that. And afterwards, I will go to the airport and wait to fly to Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Should be nice and air conditioned in South Carolina for you.
Yeah, so excited.
So there's a week in between that though, because your basic training doesn't really, at least on the paperwork, anyways, doesn't really officially start until September 2nd.
Yes,
So what is the week in between? You
that
fly out on Tuesday, the
yeah
26th of August, and then you're kind of just sitting and waiting.
yeah that's reception. So I'm just kind of processing in. I've been told that for the first 48 hours, I might not get to sleep at all because they're getting me fitted for everything, more medical checks, shots, all that good stuff. So 2 days no sleep.
Vaccinated from everything.
Yeah, just completely gone. I will not get my phone, so you'll get updates every now and then about me from Dad. He'll fill you in on the Sundays that I can get my phone. He'll come in that following Wednesday or whenever and tell you what's going on with me.
Yeah, we'll make a segment of the show called the Grady Update.
Yeah,
And if we actually do get to talk to you, I'll have something to say. If not, it'll be, well, the Grady update is his unit decided to screw up this week, so we didn't get to talk to him.
yeah. But most of the time, the answer is just going to be I'm tired and it hurts. That's going to be a lot of.
Quite confident in that for sure.
Yeah,
So that's 9 weeks and 3 days or whatever that you
yeah,
were
something
at
like that.
Fort Jackson, right?
Correct.
So what is your MOS again?
I am a visual equipment operator maintainer.
And that was 46T, I believe, is the code for the
Yeah,
for the U.S.
for the
Army.
MLS.
And pretty rare, right? Apparently,
Yeah.
one of the recruiters from the event at the VOA Fest didn't even know it existed.
No. Kind of cool, but also a little like,
Right.
Yeah.
So Lou Mancini says, Grady, what's up, buddy? He's very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Doing all right.
So all right, so you finish up there, and then that should be the way it looks is that so around, I think it's November 7th is the target we were looking at.
Something around there.
Where you'll graduate, and then Family Day is the day after the graduation.
Before?
Day before or day after. Either way, we'll figure it out.
It's the day before, I believe, but we'll get there.
I think it has to be the day after because we have to come like tap you out.
At graduation, yeah.
Yeah.
But Family Day,
I don't know that we see you before then. I don't know. We'll get all the information once you're there. We're supposed to get a letter or a phone call or something that tells us split stuff. But from there, you head to your job training,
Yes,
which is initially at Fort Meade in Maryland.
correct. Yeah, 20 weeks and however many days. Just
That'll
around
take us
6
into
months,
well, a little less,
a little less.
about 4.5.
Oh,
But
it was okay.
then you've got 5, 5 months. Then you've got your final 2 weeks of job training is Fort Benning, right?
Georgia, yeah.
Georgia. And why don't you tell everyone what goes on those final 2 weeks?
So I am part of my MOS is I am airborne. So that's where I assume that's where my airborne training is going to be taking place. That mom was just thrilled when I told her that. She was so excited. Well, because you guys didn't really know what I told you what the MOS was going to be, and then my recruiter was kind of like, "Hey, you want to do airborne?" Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I want to jump out of planes. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, so those last 2 weeks is where Grady will learn how to jump out of perfectly good airplanes.
Correct.
His mother does not share the enthusiasm with it that Grady and I do. I think it's great.
Oh, I think it's awesome.
The only thing I've tried to tell her is, if Grady was going to jump out of perfectly good airplanes, would you rather his parachute be packed by Joe Bob skydiving or by the United States military?
Yeah.
I think I'll take the military.
The military parachute that has backups for the backups for the backups.
Yeah. I mean, you're
fine.
being trained to be an asset. They're not in the business of losing assets. That's kind of the way this works. Keenan Harmon, I'm here eating wings, so won't be typing too much. Godspeed, Grady Gilmore, future Lieutenant Commander.
If we get that far, yeah.
Lieutenant Commander. I think the highest rank an enlisted man in the Army can make is Sergeant Major, I wanted to say.
Perhaps. I'm not sure.
I think that's it. But
I did the rank structure. I did my soldier training tests on Monday. Did the rank structure, but I kind of just sat there and let my recruiter tell me everything and just click buttons. So,
all right, maybe don't say that in a thing.
Well, yeah, but no, I understand. I know. Mostly.
Chuck in the room. What's up? What's up, brother? How are you? Lou Mancini says, I could never jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Yeah, I would probably be that guy like from the movie Congo, where he's holding on like this and turns around, push me, please. And then he pushes him and doesn't move, and he's harder, please. I guess if it was part of my job, I would get over it. But
I'm sure the first time it's not going to be very fun. But
no, you're probably going to shit your pants.
Yeah, because I'm going to be like, okay. And then I look down from the airplane and just see it drop.
Don't look down. Don't just jump. Don't look
then
down.
I just
look down once
jump out.
Because once you're out of the plane, it doesn't matter.
No.
All right.
So
you'll wrap that up, and then you will be stationed for your first job assignment at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, correct?
Correct.
All right. So here's my cousin, Danny. She says, the first 10 seconds is scary as shit. After that, it's amazing.
Nice.
Well, think about it. He's basically getting paid to do it, whereas the rest of us schmucks pay people to take us up and throw us out of perfectly good airplanes. So
that's definitely something, yeah.
Lou Mancini says, yell cowabunga the first time. Russ Taylor, what's up, my friend? Be safe and continue to be awesome, he says.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So you've got a lot of support here from the Green Legion audience. I know Quimby doesn't usually pop in here. I do not expect to see him tonight. But I know that he is very, very much in support of what you're doing. And obviously, you know that our good friend Captain Demps is also very supportive. Now, he does have swim lessons with Nayat on Wednesday nights, so I don't know if we'll see or hear from him. Okay. But he is invested in your career. That much I know for sure. He's a good guy, and he's been very, very helpful and very good to us, especially throughout all of this process. And here's Chuck again, says, be safe, Grady.
Thank you. Thank you.
Russ Taylor, I swear, don't yell Geronimo. You're not Native American. So Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people end up falling in love with North Carolina, man.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
so you guys, the audience here, should know that when Grady first decided to enlist and do this, make this his future, part of it was with the "I don't want to live in Ohio anymore" thing. Which, look, his mother and I, while we would love to have him around, we just, we ultimately you want best for and you want your kids to go live out their dreams, go see the world, do what you got to do, man. So we've kind of marched along with that, and then in February, uh, Grady started dating a young lady named Jillian, who has been an absolutely huge impact on his life. You can see it in pretty much everything you do and how you behave, for the most part, is the impact that relationship has had on you. To where now he's so a little background on Jillian. She is a year younger than him, so she does have um, one more year of high school to go, and then she intends to go to local here to be a vet tech. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we don't really know if she intends to, leave the area or be that keen on leaving the area, which has kind of changed Grady's attitude towards Ohio a little bit.
A little bit.
The
Yeah.
only thing I've stressed on Grady is when they do, if it is, look, I hope you guys make it. I think it's absolutely awesome that you're still going to march forward together with you leaving like this. I think it's awesome. The only thing I've ever stressed on Grady before he was even with Jillian is when you get to that point where you feel like, this may be it. And, we want to plant roots and have kids and do all these things. Don't rule out this area. The suburbs of Cincinnati, very good school systems, affordable housing. No, it's not the beach and it's not paradise and everything, but you do get way more bang for your buck here, and it goes a long way when you've got a brood of Gilmores in the house, as you've experienced here for the last 18 years. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not going to be easy. But I'm sure you guys are willing to do it. So that's half the battle. Is the want to. Russ Taylor says, "Watch Full Metal Jacket."
Already have.
And then says, "It's 2025. Are you sure she's a lady?" Jesus Christ.
Checked a few times. Made sure of that.
I really hope her parents are tuning into this.
No, she doesn't know this happens. They don't know. And she's at work.
Keenan Harmon. My stepson spent 2 years at Fort Durham in New York. He now officially hates snow. Yeah, well, I can't stand it either. The older I get, the more I crave warmth for more of the year. But okay, so North Carolina, that's your first job assignment.
Yep.
And that first job assignment is a year, and then we don't know.
I don't know. That might be all 4. I'm not sure.
Might be all 4, and then from there, from there is where you could end up getting deployed.
Yeah.
Or stationed for a while somewhere else.
Yep.
I know there was some talk of possibility of Germany at some point. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah. And therein lies the airborne stuff. Russ Taylor, Grady, you should have joined Cobra. They teach you everything and drive every vehicle, and they go around yelling Cobra. There's my cousin again laughing. Lou Mancini compliments you on your comeback, saying you checked a few times.
Yep.
Here you go. Russ Taylor. And this is something I've stressed as well. In your free time, take classes. Now, learn another language, that's entirely up to you. But definitely while you're in there and earning paychecks, let them educate you while all that is going on. Just get it all over with while you're in there.
The language thing, there's the Spanish experiment in high school. Didn't go too well, but
let's be honest here. The high school experiment didn't go too well.
No, I had to go into a specific program to help me get the credits I needed.
Yeah. Well, spilt milk now, buddy.
Yep.
Getting that language gets you flexibility. Yeah. Well, it does. I mean, Spanish is becoming more and more is obviously a huge deal. So there you go. Russ Taylor also says learn the metric system. I'm sure you'll pick that up along the way.
Probably.
You'll probably have to.
Yeah, more than likely.
All right. You got anything else you want to add here for how you're feeling about this, coming up here?
It's pretty much it. If anybody feels motivated to want to send me letters, reach out to Dad. Eventually, he'll have the address to send those to. So if you want to that bad, go right ahead.
Nice. And what are we allowed to send you? Letters? We can't send you books while you're in basic, though, right?
No. I would recommend nothing except for letters. Only make sure to stress that to everyone. Lots of push-ups if I get other items. So let's spare me a little bit here. Just send me letters. I'll try to write back.
I got you. So what we could do is we could have everybody send the letters here, and then I could send one envelope to you with letters from everybody.
That could work, yeah.
And then you can just respond and send it all back here, and then I can disperse. That might certainly make it easier on you.
For sure.
And it probably would make it easier on these folks too, so they don't have to worry about APO addresses and all that stuff. It can get a little crazy. Keenan says, take advantage of the healthcare. Danny, my son left the Air Force after 6 years. He regrets getting out every day as he would be 6 years from a pension. It goes fast. Try to stay in 20. Yeah. Not something you need to focus on right now, right?
No, I am the ripe age of 18, so I'm not trying to think about what happens when I'm 38.
No, but think about being retired at 38. That's 8 years younger than I am right now. So,
yeah. It's just I'll see what this first 4 is like, then I'll make my decision.
Russ Taylor says no Maxim or Penthouse. Okay. Dear Penthouse Forum.
Okay.
Lou says I'm gonna send Grady a jelly donut.
Please don't. That's gonna be. Oh no, I know what that. Oh,
that's a thing from Full Metal Jacket. So you've seen the movie?
Private Pile. Is that what that one is?
Yeah, Private Pile.
Yeah.
Because you are a disgusting fat body. What else? I want to give you all the time you want to talk about this while we're on here.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Can't satiate my Lego cravings, so that's pretty sad.
Yeah, he's been trying to relive his first 10 years of life here over the last couple of months. All of a sudden, there's 6 or 8 more Lego creations that I now have to find room for when he leaves. So, yeah, he's got some back there. I've got some down over here. I'm probably going to build. So what you guys don't know is when once we know he's out and established and he's comfortable, we're going to turn all of my stuff, the war room, the 3 TVs, all of this stuff. He's going to move down to what was his room. And we're going to put the futon or whatever in there so that when he does come home, he's got a place to pull out and rest. But I'm going to put shelves up in there to put the Lego stuff on and a few other items. So when he comes, really what happens is, guys, he will leave Monday. Michelle and I will drop him off. And that was a discussion. There was a choice either to bring Grady to the recruiting center as he described, and, say, I'll see you later there, and let him go off with the recruiters up to MEPS and just the way he described. The other option was to drive him up to Columbus and stay the night with him on that Monday evening and accompany him over to the airport on Tuesday. Had it been solely left up to me, I would have chose option B. That's me. Michelle wanted to do exactly what we are going to do, and so did Grady. And when it all comes down to it, first and foremost, what Grady's comfortable with is obviously what's most important. But I would tell you 1A is what Mom is comfortable with too.
Yeah.
So, and I think you both brought up a good point. You know, what are we going to do? Sit there in the hotel room that night and just kind of dreading the next day, and you know, better to just bring you to the recruiting center. Wish you well. Talk to you soon. See you soon, and off you go. So
Yep.
he will head off on Monday. We will not see him until he graduates in the early part of November. After that, it's likely Christmas, I would think. I do not believe you'll be home for Thanksgiving. That's only a couple of weeks after you start your job training. It would be kind of hard to imagine you being able to get away.
Yeah. Hopefully Christmas.
Hopefully Christmas. Yeah, we really want Christmas for sure. So we'll just plan for that, and then if something else happens, something else happens. But after Christmas, it's likely going to be quite some time.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll be job training and then stationed. So we're really going to try to make them. I think we've tried to make the most of the summer. You know, he's doing a good job hanging out with his buddies and his girlfriend this week. Midwest Eagles Nest, we have a tiki bar takeover event Saturday evening. Grady, his girlfriend, and a couple of his buddies are going to come over there for a little bit. I know there's at least a few people that want to wish you well that are going to be there. And then Sunday we have a big family day planned. Nothing extravagant. We're just going to hang out together. He's chosen baked potato soup as his last meal here at the house for a while.
Yeah.
Interesting choice in August, but whatever. But that'll be the five of us plus Jillian and Grandma, and yeah. And the next morning, we'll get up, have breakfast, and we'll take him over. So that's on Friday night. We're all going to watch Superman together.
Yeah.
Right.
Superman.
Yeah, it's available on Prime Video. If anybody out there, if you haven't seen it yet, you didn't go to the theater. I highly recommend. And if you've got Prime Video, it's available for rent for $25 or purchase for $30. I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah.
It's $5 more, whatever. I thought they did a fantastic job with the movie. They finally got Superman right. So we're looking forward to watching it as a family on Friday night.
I've seen it 5 times in theaters.
5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. 5.
What do we got over here? Russ Taylor, tell me about this child that has decided to start watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's Brooklyn. We'll get into that, and we'll get into that another time, Russ. Tonight's about Grady.
Oh no, we can talk about it.
No, we're already 33 minutes in.
Okay.
Uh-oh. There he is. Captain Debs. Watch In the Army Now, he says.
Okay. I'll make some time for that.
The defender joins the room here. I know he's pressed for time on Wednesday nights, so very, very happy to see him pop in. Lou Mancini agrees with you and your mother. Option 1A, why drag your goodbyes out longer?
Yeah, it's the exact same thought.
Lou Mancini again, thanks for the tip. I have Prime Video. Russ Taylor says the movie was super and says he's a bit of an expert. I would agree. Russ Taylor is very, very heavily invested in the Marvel and DC cinematic universes there. So, all right. Anything else you want to add, buddy?
Not really. Other than the fact that every time I saw Superman, that last 40 minutes, I just sat there in like a childlike joy, just smiling at the screen helplessly. If that's not a good enough recommendation to go watch the damn movie.
So yeah, guys, everybody in the room here, if you want to write letters to Grady while he's away, I will give you my address. You can send them to me, and then we'll put it all together, and we'll mail those over to him together, and it'll be probably a little easier for everybody all the way around. Then when he writes back, I'll turn and send them all back to you guys. Probably going to be easier, certainly easier for Grady in that regard. Russ Taylor, Grady, just kick ass. Your parents raised a good nugget. Well, thank you, Russ. I appreciate that, man. All right, kid. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes on your Cincinnati Reds, and then we're going to get into the bird season here. So,
Sure.
you are, and believe you me, nobody in this house or in the room right now or listening later on is going to be rooting for the Mets to stay in front of you.
No.
So, as of right now, you are one game back of that last wild card spot.
Good Lord.
And in just a couple of minutes here, give us the reasons why you are going to catch and surpass the New York Mets.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. I almost knocked the camera over. So one, like Dad said, we hate the Mets. No one likes the Mets. No one listening likes the Mets. Being mostly Phillies fans listening, I assume no one likes the Mets.
They all hate the Mets.
And the Reds, young core, that the pitching rotation has been pretty awesome this year. We went last week actually to the Reds Phillies game. Saw Andrew. Who was it? Brady Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Brady Singer pitch a pretty good game before it got rained out. But
just rain delayed. Yeah.
Rain delay. Sorry. Yeah. Hunter Green has been really good. Andrew Abbott's been pretty great.
Yeah, good young pitching staff as long as they can stay consistent.
Yep. And then offensively, since acquiring Miguel Andujar, that's been pretty huge for them. He's been great. Of course, Ellie, he's been dynamic as ever. And also just letting ground balls go right between his legs. But
yeah, he's a hot dog in the field, and I don't like it.
It's bad. The only reason he's passable out there is because he's incredibly athletic and he's got that cannon on his right shoulder.
Yeah, he's a hot shot with it, though. He tries to rely on it too much. It's a little annoying.
They should put him in the outfield, but
center field could be a thing. I could see that.
Yeah, definitely. Just use that arm. Who else? Who else has been? Brian Hayes brought in for defense at third because, like I said, Elliott Short is not the greatest defensive shortstop. So having a guy over in that same part of the infield kind of helps. Spencer Steer, TJ Friedel, those guys, they've been pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is why all of these things are the reason why they're going to take over the Mets? You think the Mets are just going to continue to stink in the second half of the year here?
I've read they're about to play the Phillies, and I think it's next series for them. So let's hope the Phillies can help out the Reds a little bit.
The Mets have the Nationals today and tomorrow. Then they're at the Braves. Then they're home for the Phils. Boy, they really don't have. Man, so the Nationals are not good. The Braves are not good. You got 3 against the Phillies, but then it's 4 against the Marlins.
Ugh.
It's pretty soft. It's pretty soft overall, except for the Phillies series. The Reds, on the other hand, you've got tonight at Anaheim again, which I expect you to sweep that series, finish that off. Then you've got 3 at Arizona, who can be a pain in the ass. Then you're 3 at the Dodgers. And then you come home for the Cardinals, who are not very good. So yours is a little bit more difficult. That's just to finish out August. I didn't look at September, but that's your next 10 days.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to win. You're probably going to have to take at least 1 from LA. You can't get swept. I would tell you, you've got to win this. You got to take 2 out of 3 from Arizona and St. Louis, and at least get 1 against in LA. And then maybe the Mets can maybe the Phils can sweep the Mets. They should be able to. They're definitely the better team.
Praying. Need the Mets to lose a lot of baseball. That's the whole. That's the point here.
That's what I'm saying. These next 10 days, it's going to be tough to expect that to happen. Nationals stink. Braves are not good, and the Marlins are awful. So, the Marlins can be pesky. They're not that bad. They can be pesky. But all right. So you're expecting by the end of August to have that wild card spot, or you think it's going to linger into September, battling around? After I just told you the schedules.
It's going to linger into September, more than likely.
Yeah, we always
probably
like
at that same.
September.
probably at that same game to 3-game window that it's been at for weeks now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't like it close like that because
no,
the Soto thing comes into play. If he gets hot, you're in trouble. So
and around October he tends to heat up. So
fuck him.
yeah, fuck that guy.
765 million. Well, I'm sorry, it'll end up being 805 million for a DH.
Can I share how horrible I think that contract is?
Sure.
I'm sure you've
Yeah.
hammered the same points over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
But
He's a two-tool
Yeah.
baseball player. He hits for
two
average
tool
and
baseball player. He's a liability in right field.
Yep.
He has no
glove, no arm,
no
and
glove,
speed.
no arm. Has
And
the
no
awareness
speed.
of like Brooklyn in the outfield.
Ouch.
It's
a little rough on your sister.
She's not getting paid $800 million to play professional baseball.
That is a fact.
And then once, I don't know why the Mets, and then everybody's like, oh, if they didn't pay it, someone else would have. Yeah, but I don't think.
Accurate.
Oh yeah, that works too. Yeah, if they wanted Soto, they would have had to pay $800 million. But he's not worth $800 million, so I wouldn't have paid him.
No, I was disappointed the Yankees actually offered him like 700 and something million dollars. I was not happy about that at all.
No,
at all. And I don't care. Look, you can tell me the Yankees have struggled and all that stuff, and you're not wrong, but it's just because the roster is constructed so poorly. Because Brian Cashman's a dickhead. But keeping Soto at that cost versus the other pieces that you can add with that money, I'll take the sum of all the parts before I'll take a two-tool player for $800 million.
And in classic Mets fashion, they're just spending money to spend money at that point.
That's because their owner is basically a fan with bottomless pockets.
Honestly, that's cool, that's what but is. That's not good for baseball.
It's also not intelligent.
No, they're I said, that's why spending to spend.
Baseball needs a cap and a floor desperately. Mm-hmm. It's going to be on the docket when the current CBA expires in December of 2026. I would not sit here and expect the 2027 baseball season to start on time.
No.
The owners and the players fucking hate each other, and I don't think that's going to change between now and then. You've only got a year and a half to try to hammer something out. You've already seen Bryce Harper, how he treated the commissioner when the commissioner visited the Phillies clubhouse. He looked him dead in the eye and said, if you're here to talk about salary cap, get the fuck out. Now, look, I admire his passion and everything. It's also the commissioner of baseball, and Bryce should probably learn his place a little bit. The bottom line is the cap and floor are necessary for the league at this point. Lou Mancini, was there a time that you loved Cashman? I believe there was. When the boss was still alive. Brian Cashman has been allowed to operate autonomously. He doesn't really answer to anyone. Hal Steinbrenner signs his checks, but he doesn't really have like anyone. So what used to be a department full of baseball people that were scouting and doing all these things is now basically a nerd farm for the Yankees, where they're just sitting there with iPads crunching modern analytics. And that's why you see the Yankees roster the way it is. They can't hit. Look, they can, and I've said, Grady's heard me say this 1,000 times. You can slug your way to October, but you've got to pitch your way to a pennant. Mm-hmm. Baseball, just like football, the sport at its peak, at its most important, is won in its most pure form. The Yankees were outpitched and fundamentally outplayed in that World Series last year. You saw the Yankees, we had the lead with Cole on the mound. What happens? Error, home run. And it'll happen again if we even get to October.
That Friedman
team is not built to win a World Series. It's built to get to October. And I believe that is the plan by Hal and Cashman, to just keep it interesting enough for fans to continue coming with no real thought of constructing an organization that wants to actually win titles. And unfortunately, the Yankees have this infection, this disease, all the way down through the minors. You have to fire Brian Cashman and bring in real baseball people Modern analytics are fine to use as a tool, not. You all right?
Yeah, just hit my elbow pretty hard. We're good.
Modern analytics are fine to use as a tool. They are not to be used as gospel. And the Yankees have used it as a gospel, and it shows. And the worst part, the most sinful part of it all, is they are going to waste a generational talent in Aaron Judge.
Yep. He's because I don't see Cashman getting fired anytime soon. So it's just going to run back this same thing for the rest of Judge's time in New York, however long that may be.
Yep.
And that won't result in a championship. And he'll be looked at statistically one of the best from his era. But then you'll compare his accolades to other guys who have championships, and it won't look the same.
Here's the other problem with Judge. He doesn't hit in October.
No, he falls flat.
He has got to throw this team on his back and win one. It only has to happen once.
Yep.
And all is forgiven. But if he doesn't, the only other thing that would forgive it is if we keep getting to October and he does actually hit well and the rest of the team just stinks, then there's nothing you can do. Captain Dems, I bet the other players want a salary cap, though. I would bet that the majority of players are fine with a cap as long as it's accompanied by a floor. And I will tell you the floor is more important than the cap at this point.
Yep.
Right now, what you have is a luxury tax. Those of you who've watched or listened to at some point Heart of the Order have heard Chris Liu and I talk about this. What you have is a luxury tax. And so your big market teams, your Yankees, your Phillies, your Mets, your Braves, your Dodgers, your Red Sox, Cubs, they all go over this luxury tax threshold. And so they have to pay a penalty against it, which goes into a pool that is then dispersed to your smaller markets, your Cincinnati's, your Pittsburgh's, your Cleveland's, Miami, Tampa, shit like that. What's happening is there's no real accountability for those smaller markets to spend that money with talent on the field. And I'm not saying a salary floor is going to force them to spend like the Dodgers or the Yankees do, but it's going to force them to at least spend more than they're spending now.
Because they're just pocketing that money they're getting given. And that's the issue. It causes these smaller market teams, because the owners don't actually care about the product they're putting on the field. They know that if they just stay bad enough, they'll keep getting these checks, and it causes these smaller market fans to have nothing to root for.
Skeens should win the NL Cy Young Award, and he may end up with a losing record doing so. Yep. That's disgusting. That should never happen. And the worst part is these Pittsburgh fans know that in a year or two, or maybe even sooner, he's going to get traded. He'll not going to be in Pittsburgh,
or a Dodger,
or in Philly, or in Boston, or someplace where somebody throws the bag at him. But there you go. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on baseball here.
Yeah, sorry, I got the Soto thing carried us into it.
It's all right. So it's your final time on here before you go off to finish becoming a man. And we've got the 2025 championship tour ready to kick off 2 weeks from tomorrow. We start at home against the Dallas Cowgirls. What do you think?
We're going to throttle the Cowboys.
We're going to throttle the Cowboys.
That's me personally. I think that's what's going to happen, because one, I don't think Micah Parsons is. If he doesn't play, if he does play, I don't think he'll give full effort. If he doesn't play, that's just one of the best defensive talents in the league, not on the field. And for a Dallas defense that is pretty weak on their defensive line outside of him,
there is talk that Parsons and Diggs may not play that first game.
Yeah. Like I said, they're going to get shell-shocked. It might take a half.
You know my stance. I've been a little nervous about the CB. I've been a little nervous about the CB2 spot on our side, because Pickens isn't going to be a diva bitch yet. First week of the year, you wouldn't think. And if we don't have that sewn up, that could get dicey. But they can't play defense. They can't run the ball. Their fucking offensive line is not all that good at this point. I'm starting to lean the other way.
Yep.
Where I just don't see it. So I've got the whole schedule pulled up here.
Okay. Can I finish giving my Dallas thoughts?
Go ahead.
Trayvon Diggs, even though I don't think he's a very good corner, I think he's super reliant on getting that interception. And if he doesn't, he gambles for it, and then that leaves the receiver. Yeah, that leaves the receiver wide open downfield. I remember it vividly a few years ago when they played the Seahawks, and he was matched up with DK Metcalf. There were a few plays where he, as he always does, gambles on trying to get that pick, and it let DK just kill them. Yeah. And that's going to continue to happen because his play style is. Ugh.
You can't do that with AJ Brown, dude.
No, you can't do that with any high level receiver.
And Jalen Hurts is too smart; he'll see it, and he'll expose it.
Exactly.
So I was looking at Week 1 as a loss initially. The more shit you keep hearing about Dallas from their camp and all this Diggs and Parsons and whatnot, I don't like the turmoil. I don't like the noise coming out of their camp. I sort of flip the other way. I don't know that we blow them out, but I think it's a win.
I see a 32-24 type of game.
Right, that's not a blowout.
No,
I think it's a one-score game.
There's a good chance it's that same 32-34 to like 17.
Well, we crushed them both times last year.
Yeah,
crushed them both times. So they're gonna be aggravated coming in, and they're gonna have to watch us raise them, and they're gonna have to watch us raise a banner in their face.
In my opinion,
that would piss me off too.
They didn't really move the needle all that much this offseason.
No.
Besides
Pickens moves the needle, but not much.
Yeah, Pickens moves the needle, but your best linebacker on defense, I forget his first name, Overshown, he blew his knee out, so he's gone for the whole season. Yep. Micah Parsons, if you don't pay him, he's not going to play. Trayvon Diggs.
I think Parsons is going to be on the field. I'm going to go out there and say it now. Sitting out never works out for the player. I just don't see him doing it.
But there's a chance he doesn't.
He may not be motivated.
Yeah, he might just sit there and collect his money, not really be tapped into the game like the rest of those guys are. And Trayvon Diggs I believe he's hurt, like he always is.
Right.
It's either he's always either hurt or
honest with you. To be perfectly honest with you, we've handled Parsons pretty well. Mike Parsons, for as good as he is, has been a lot of bully numbers. If you guys really dig into it deep, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go look at it yourselves. The stats are out there. Big games, good teams, playoffs. He has disappeared a lot. So, I mean, he's a Penn State kid. I loved him at Penn State. I can't stand his attitude in Dallas. He's a big mouth. And I'm less and less of a fan with each passing comment. Although I do enjoy – I want Dallas to re-sign him, okay? I don't want them to get smart and trade him for all kinds of capital and get better. Because if they sign him, they stay exactly where they are right now, and I'm fine with it. All right, so Birds win Week 1. Week 2, we are at Kansas City. God forbid we ever get Mahomes in Philly rather than in KC or on a neutral site. But whatever. It's in Kansas City. I'm sure Captain Demps is thrilled to pieces that it's not going to be 38 degrees and raining for this event like it was a couple of years ago when we were there right before Thanksgiving. But at Kansas City, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, kid. I don't know where Kansas City has gotten all that much better. I know Rashid Rice and all that. It looks like he's going to be available to play, which will make a difference. But again, Quinion Mitchell is likely going to follow him around the field. So I don't know how big of a difference that makes. Travis Kelce is not getting any younger. He looked very much like he had lost a step last year. And dude, we were up 40-6 with 5 minutes to go in that Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but Rashid Rice does not make up 34-point difference.
No.
I've got the Birds heading into Kansas City and Jalen Hurts once again beating Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think you're going to hear this a lot. this team, obviously, it's not going to happen. The Eagles are the best team in football. That means they can beat any team in football. Obviously, they're not going to win every game, but I think there's a possibility. I mean, they should be favored in every single one of these. So,
and it's a rough schedule. There's some
Yeah.
cupcakes in there. Don't get me wrong, but overall, it is rough.
Yeah.
A tough draw.
But I
to
think the Kansas City game is one of the ones that we might lose just because it's so early on in the year. They're going to be completely healthy. We don't know what's going on with the secondary, really, especially the CB2 spot. So that
the
might
big
be
question is that CB2 spot.
I have that game as a loss, but I wouldn't be shocked if we won.
All right. Move to week 3, home against the Rams. This is also Midwest Eagles next picture day for any of our brethren and sisters watching. It's also our first Sunday 1:00 game. Our first of 3 in a row in that window, thank God. Look, we stormed our way through the playoffs in the Super Bowl last year, except for one game, and it was the Rams. You take Jalen Carter out of the mix, and I'm not. I don't know. Like Stafford was hell bent on now. The snow obviously had a lot to do with it too, but and of course Snoquan Barkley, who absolutely mangled the Rams not only in that playoff game, but also in the regular season matchup in LA right before Thanksgiving last year. That was an absolute joy to be at.
So grateful I had him in fantasy. So grateful.
I'm so grateful the Eagles went and got him.
So grateful the Giants are the most brain dead franchise in the sport.
So, again, the first, when you don't play your starters in preseason, there's not the timing can be a little off.
Yeah.
Guys, the first 4 weeks tends to be about guys getting into a groove, right? You figure out who you are in about the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then you lean into what you do well. I don't know how much I like this game. I'm going to put it this way. I don't think we win both Kansas City and this one. One of them is going to be a loss.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. If I had to choose, I'd rather lose at Kansas City and win the conference game.
That's what I have happening. I think we'll lose to the Chiefs and we're going to handle the Rams. Because, again, like you said, Stafford, but he's not getting younger. Eventually, he's hurt?
He's hurt.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
He's hurt. It looks like he's gonna play through it, but he is banged up. Yep.
Okay. So if he willing he does play, which I hope he does. I hate it when we have to play teams that are injured, because then the narrative is, oh, they only won because this guy was out. No, we won because we were better. But I don't think he's not getting any older. There comes an age where guys just fall off the shelf, unless your name's LeBron James, but that's
or Tom Brady
or Tom Brady. But yeah, I think the Eagles are going to beat the Rams.
Okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, that's all I got there.
So then we move to week 4, which is the game that annoys the piss out of me the most on the entire schedule. And Tampa. It annoys the piss out of me the most because this is the 3rd year in a row that we have to go to Tampa Bay in fucking September. All right? Not only is it 1 billion degrees down there still, it's also hurricane season. Those of you are Green Legion faithful, you saw what happened to Quimby and Stephen, the whole thing last year when that hurricane came through on that weekend. All the scrambling they had to do, all of our folks down there, Captain Dempsey along with them. Like, I cannot stand it. However, we need to go down there and smack them around.
Yep.
We have to assert dominance. That Tampa team plays with a lot of swagger. They've taken on the personality of their quarterback, who I respect a lot in Baker Mayfield. But I hate that Tampa team. I hate that Tampa team. I was there with your mother a couple of years ago. We went down there. It was Rondé Barber night, and we pissed all over his parade and won that game. I think it was 20-6.
Yeah.
I can't stand the Buccaneers for a ton of reasons, not the least of which is the fact that this fucking game is 3 years in a row at their house. Pisses me off.
I really like
Tampa. Have to go down there and beat their ass.
You know how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield.
I like the kid. I do. I
Yeah,
think he's had a raw deal.
I like him. I'm happy he finally found what looks to be a home for hopefully the rest of his career. Mike Evans, he just is an automatic 1,000 yards at this point.
He is.
They got Egbuka, who is going to kind of fill in where Chris Godwin was, and I think that's super dangerous because he at Ohio State, he was always you had the big names, Marvin Harrison, now Jeremiah Smith, but Egbuka was always just the reliable second option. He's
I
going to
was
deliver.
a huge fan of Egbuka.
Yeah, and I think that's going to carry perfectly into the NFL, and he's going to be the exact same role to Mike Evans until he takes over as the one, which I think will happen.
Oh, I don't think Egbuka's a one. I don't know that he'll ever be a one in this league. I think he is. I think he is ticketed to be one of the best number 2 receivers in league history for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean 10, 12 years for Egbuka in that role. I think he's got to have an alpha so that he can be the number 2 guy, but he's so good in that role. And Ohio State runs a pro offense, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him missing a beat. He's got Baker Mayfield, and Evans on the other side.
He's going to be familiar with a lot of these schemes because, like you said, they run a very pro-style offense. So maybe a few of these schemes are not going to be too unfamiliar to him. It was super complex at Ohio State, and him already knowing how that works, that's going to be huge. Then you move to tight end. They got Cade Otton, who I think is a very solid, good tight end, reliable option.
Keenan Harmon, Tampa made it rain every bird's possession. I agree. And thank God for Keenan on that, helping with the Keenan and Cap, helping with the buses. That was a lot.
But then in the
backfield, we have to win. Agreed. Yeah, we got to go down there and win a game.
Then in the backfield, they have Bucky Irving, super dynamic young running back.
Yeah, I still don't think teams are going to be able to run the ball against us.
No, I don't either. But he's out. He's also super dangerous as a receiving threat out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's why we have Vaughn, Jihad.
Well, yeah, but Vaughn can't be everywhere. And say they have Cade Otton over the middle, and it's Bucky Irving slipping under. That kind of leaves either Jihad Campbell or whoever's going to play that other middle linebacker.
It'll be Dean.
Oh yeah, I'm sure him. But Cade Otton's a big guy. Bucky Irving is powerful, strong. Mm-hmm. So I think it could be a good game, but there's also another part of me that thinks the Eagles shell them. Like I'm gonna say that a lot.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not running the ball. Jalen Carter, if he's able to put up the stuff he's been doing the last couple of years against this schedule this year, he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, most definitely.
What else we have this year is Jordan Davis coming into camp lighter and in better shape and looking motivated, which I am a huge fan of because he's in a contract year that we are not going to give him. All right. We already didn't pick up the 3rd-year option on him. So this is his walk year. We're not going to sign him and Carter. And Carter is pretty much automatic. He's getting his bag next year. So Davis, thanks, buddy. We are going to work you to death this year, just like we did with Miles Sanders a couple of years ago, because we know we're not going to retain you. We're going to soak every last bit out of you. So I hope you're in shape all year because it only benefits us. Nobody's running the ball against this team.
So moving on, who's next?
Denver. That's a win.
That's a win. I like
Denver
the Broncos.
Comes to Philly. I like Bo Nix. But it's in Philadelphia. He's a second-year quarterback. Sean Payton will have him ready, but they're not going to be prepared.
Pat Surtain is a very good cornerback. He's the best cornerback in football. I think he's going to give AJ trouble because AJ doesn't normally have to play.
He gives everybody trouble.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he's going to have – AJ doesn't really play a guy of that caliber on a week-in, week-out basis. So I think Pat Surtain's definitely – you might see a really down game from AJ there. And then another one of their corners, is it Riley Moss? He's a white boy. So we'll see what happens there. But
so this is my favorite stretch of the year. All right. After the Tampa game, you go home for Denver, at the Giants, at Minnesota, and then home for the Giants.
I'm
telling you right now, all of those have to be wins.
Yeah. The Giants, I don't
Because
think it's going to be a
because
competition.
after that, you're into the bye week, and then after the bye week, it gets rough. It starts out difficult. We have a soft spot, the bye week. Look, the Giants are going to be better than they were last year based on two reasons. One, Abdul Carter is going to help anchor that defensive line that was already pretty good at rushing the passer. Okay, he is going to bring some pain in the ass. But again, I'll take our offensive line. I'm good with it. The other reason is Russell Wilson. For as much as we want to make fun of him, he's not the Russ of old. He's a better quarterback today than the Giants have had since Eli Manning. All right. And they do have Malik Nabers, who is going to be a pain in the ass in this league for a decade. So I do expect them to be better, but they have nowhere to go but up.
No.
They're not a good team still. I understand their little running back is all right. I get it. They did draft Scattaboo. We'll see how they choose to use him.
Who, Tracy? Tyrone Tracy, the running back?
Well, they drafted Scattaboo too.
I know, but Tracy's gonna be the feature. Scattaboo can't carry a workload.
Yes, Tracy will be the starter, but it'll be interesting to see how they use Scattaboo as well.
Yeah.
I just overall don't think it's enough to move the needle where I think this is another year where we sweep the Giants.
Yeah, it's still chess versus checkers with us and the Giants. It's not. They're playing two completely different games.
And in between the two Giants games, we're at Minnesota. That's the game I'm going to. But one of the two I'm going to this year. Look, Minnesota's roster, their defense is decent. Their offensive roster is really good. We have no idea what J.J. McCarthy is going to be.
Nope.
Okay. Sam Darnold did well in that offense last year, but he was a lot of bully ball too. You saw what happened when the lights turned up. He had to play against good teams for a stretch. He got smoked. I just don't know what all. I can't really make an assessment on that team until we get through a few weeks and see what McCarthy's all about. The Eagles roster is still better. It is.
For sure.
And when these guys all know, they hear me every week. We're the more talented team. Like significantly in a lot of these matchups. And when you're that much better, I don't care that it's just on paper. You're that much better, you should win the football game. After the Tampa game, Denver win, Giants win, Minnesota win, Giants win. Has to.
What's next from there?
Then we go to then we're in the bye week.
Okay.
Coming out of the bye week is the game at Green Bay, my white whale that I can't get to. This time it's because I have to go to South Carolina the week before.
Yeah. But that Packers
Monday night in Green Bay.
Yeah, the Packers don't. I think it's the same thing, except their secondary got weaker. They have a guy who's only played receiver his whole life, taking snaps at corner.
So
that's going to be interesting.
Catch.
Well, yeah, but I just think, and their secondary last year was already a struggle. So if they try to bolster up and stop Saquon, air raid, you're done.
Well, look what happened in the Super Bowl. That's what Kansas City's game plan was.
Mm-hmm. They took Saquon away.
I believe that's the right game plan. I don't think you can allow Saquon to beat you. The problem is, and this is what I said before last season when we did sign Saquon. I'm like, look, if everybody's clicking and doing their job, I don't know how you truly shut down the Eagles' offense. You take away Saquon, Jalen proved it. He can beat you. And beat you like a rented mule. But if you back off, then Saquon just eats you for breakfast, dude. Like it's a problem for a lot of teams. I think it'll be a problem for Green Bay. I am interested to see that first round pick, Golden.
I like him
in that offense with the other young receivers. I think that they're going to be able to score points.
Yeah, they've been looking for a true wide receiver one, because they were expecting last year for someone to come out and cement themselves as the true first option, and nobody did. So this Golden pick is hopefully let's get a guy to lead this core.
But I like us coming out of there with a win there too. I do.
Yeah.
Detroit, We
Loss.
come home to Detroit after that.
That's our second loss.
In Philadelphia.
We can't win every single football game.
I get it, but
there aren't many other games I see us losing. So I have to keep myself.
Their roster is very good. The questions are going to be, they lost their entire coaching staff except for Campbell, and they lost their All-Pro center. That's a lot to lose in one offseason. But everyone else is coming back. So
Hutch will be back.
So you've got us losing to Detroit.
Yes,
losing at Kansas City and home against Detroit.
That's it right now. Yeah.
All right, fair. Week 12, we go to Dallas. Your mother and I will be at that one.
Ass whooping.
I think I'm getting my second victory at Jerry World. The first time I went was back in 2015, and Jordan Matthews walk-off touchdown in overtime. It was glorious. Trying to walk out of that stadium with my life was a little bit sketchy, but thankfully there was a lot of Birds fans around, so it wasn't so bad.
That's another belt-to-ass Dallas throttling. So
there we go. Captain Demps is on board here. We ain't losing at home to Detroit.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles won that game, but I have to keep myself honest a little bit. So
that's fair. Then what may end up being my favorite game on the schedule this year is the Black Friday 3 p.m. game against the Bears.
Murder.
Yeah, that is going to be, and it's in Philly. That is going to be a disaster.
It's going to be a bloodbath. That's
that team, dude.
There's a chance that's one of the first games I get to actually watch too. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would tell you that Monday night against Green Bay. I mean, everything after November 7th is probably up for grabs, right? So
yeah,
Monday night at Green Bay, then the game against Detroit, and then this might be the third one. It all depends on your work schedule and what your training looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, at Dallas and then home for Chicago. Look, I'm sorry, but Captain Demps, I'll still be digesting.
We throttled the Bears.
I got a feeling we're going to digest the Bears as well, buddy.
Caleb Williams, welcome to doom. That poor guy.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see a way for Chicago to win that football game.
I'll let it be known I do like the Bears this year a lot.
Yeah, but liking them, being optimistic about the Bears, if you look at their schedule, probably still has them at a max of 8 wins.
Yes.
And this will not be one of them.
Which for them is improvement, and improvement is good. I like Ben Johnson. He's a super creative offensive mind.
Mike English, Tanner McKee game on Black Friday.
Oh, yeah. That's the Tanner McKee legacy game.
I mean, look, if the Eagles really want to dress it up, Black Friday, wear the black unis, right?
Oh, that's definitely happening, actually.
All right. So then we head to LA against the Chargers.
When?
That will be Monday, December 8th. Monday night game.
Win.
Win? Yeah.
I like the Chargers, but Herbert in a big moment.
During the regular season, I like him. I don't like him in the playoffs.
I don't like him in big moments. He kind of just chokes on a massive wiener. So.
See. So, I mean, I guess the big question is going to be how big of an impact is Omarion Hampton going to have?
I think him working in tandem with Najee is going to make a huge impact. I really like the Chargers in general, but I love that running back duo.
Yeah, I like Hampton a lot.
And Harbaugh's offense, it kind of puts Herbert in the easiest position of his whole career where he can just game manage.
Right.
Because most of the legwork is going to be done on the ground and by the defense. So all you have to do is just play mistake-free football and convert some touchdowns.
We're good at. We're good at that. So, all right. Then we come home for the Raiders. Anything to discuss here?
Nope.
I don't think there's much to discuss here. Raiders fucking
shout out to Genty. He's pretty cool.
Shout out to Genty. Shout out to Bowers. Got it. Good job by Geno Smith to resurrect his career and get some money thrown at him. Vegas Raiders are not coming into Philadelphia and winning that football game.
They're going to get thumped.
They're going to get throttled. Now, the last 3 games are 2 against the Commodes with a game at Buffalo in between.
That last Commanders game is really going to depend on how seeding looks. So that
It will,
might
and
be
I
a
would tell you
worthless
the game
game.
at Buffalo, the game at Buffalo, their division is so bad that game might not mean anything to Buffalo at that point.
Yeah, so I think we
not.
split with Washington and take the Buffalo game.
Oof.
That's
going to be a rough go. If Buffalo has something to play, well, let's look at it both ways. What if Buffalo has something to play for?
Well, then that'll be a super fun primetime game because it's that late in the season where if it's not primetime already, it'll get flexed to it. So,
well, the 2 games against the Commodes do not have times or days listed yet. They're both to be determined. The game against Buffalo has it at 4:25 on that Sunday, which means it's already a national game.
okay.
So that one might not move regardless. I think the only thing that might move it is if it doesn't mean anything, they may move it to 1:00.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that game means nothing to either team at that point. It'll all depend on what the Commodes do because I don't see any competition in the NFC East for the Eagles aside from Washington. And I'm not even sure. I mean, let's see what this team looks like year 2, Jaden Daniels.
But I think it's a split with the Commanders and then a Buffalo win either way because the Mormon missile is going to be out there if Jalen isn't. So,
all right. So you've got us at 14-3 then. This is what you're telling me.
Yep.
With that schedule.
Yeah. We're the best team in football. So, going to play like it.
All right. I'm here for it. Okay. Let's see if there's any Mike English. First Commodes. Yeah, I guess they could move it to Saturday. That first game against the Commodes. That's true. But both of those games don't even have dates or times listed yet. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. All right. So you got the Birds at 14-3. My stance is I don't see a team in the NFC that is truly provided everyone stays healthy and all things are equal. I just don't. I know Detroit still has a great roster and everything. I'm not feeling any team in the NFC that if we're doing what we're supposed to do and we're healthy, I don't think anybody beats us.
We'd have to beat ourselves.
We'd have to beat ourselves or be injured.
Yeah, which this team doesn't really beat itself very often.
Knock on something. All right. So
that's all I've got.
Are you buying the San Francisco hype?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Neither am I. I know they picked 6 defensive players in the draft, I think, and they signed 5 others. I don't think the sum of those parts makes up for what they lost.
No.
I know Fred Warner's still there, but you're talking about one guy. They did lose Debo, which I don't think is a big deal to Washington because I think he's a little out of shape. But Debo in that Frisco offense was a weapon. They are basically a twisted ankle, a Christian McCaffrey twisted ankle away from being in another awful season. And I think that's more likely, to be honest.
It's going to really shine that Brock Purdy is not as good as everyone thinks he is this year.
He's not.
And I've been saying this, and you've been saying the same thing. He is a over-glorified, overrated game manager. He looks good because of the weapons around him. I haven't seen him make an impressive throw in years. It's just checkdowns and it just throws him open.
He throws to open spaces,
mm-hmm.
right, that are created by the offensive scheme. It's a brilliant plan.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy can't go out there and match up against the league's elite, against a Jalen Hurts, against a Patrick Mahomes. There's no way. He's not doing that. All right, so 14-3 Birds. How far are the Birds going this year?
Could be another ring. Quite honestly, because like you said, there's nothing in the NFC that scares me at all. So I think the only thing that could stop us is coming from the AFC, being Kansas City, Buffalo, or the Ravens.
Or the Ravens.
Now, if Lamar finally figures out how to play in the playoffs, I think the Ravens could actually beat us.
Oh, I totally think they can beat us. I do. They're very
Playoff Mahomes could beat us. And Josh Allen fighting for that first ring that has eluded him for so long. Yeah, it's
He's
going to be a
another one.
scary man.
He's got to get past Mahomes first. Him and Jackson
Exactly.
both.
But that's going
Now,
to be
the
a
wild
scary
card
man
and
if
all
he
that.
does.
The wild card and all that in the AFC is the Cincinnati Bengals.
No, I don't care about them at all.
Look, I've talked ad nauseum about top 10 quarterback lists, and you know my stance on this. I have Mahomes first, Lamar second, Allen third, Jalen Hurts fourth, with Joe Burrow behind him. And the reason for that is obviously the success. But Joe Burrow hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years. Now, you can cry me a river about bad ownership and shitty defense all you want. This guy's supposed to be some superhuman quarterback. At some point, you got to get over that. And you got to at least get your team to the playoffs, and it hasn't happened in 3 years. So I'm sorry, Joe Burrow drops. I'm going to keep putting Patrick Mahomes at the top spot. You look at their – it's not just based on – if you base it on last year, Jalen Hurts is number one, period, end of story.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the sum of it all, right? Patrick Mahomes has multiple league MVPs. He's got multiple Super Bowls. He's got multiple Super Bowl MVPs. He's easily the top spot. Lamar Jackson has ridiculous stats and 2 league MVPs. Josh Allen, ridiculous stats and a league MVP. Jalen Hurts is no. I have him fourth. All right, and I don't think that's a slight on Jalen, especially compared to what some of these other assholes are doing with him, having him behind Justin Herbert. Get out of my face.
Comical.
In my mind, those 3 are the only 3 that should be rated ahead of Jalen Hurts right now. And that is not a homer thing. That is just watching football and watching these dudes. Nobody works harder. He's an incredibly intelligent kid. This will be the 9th season in a row when you go back to college that he has had a different offensive coordinator. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about, well, he's a system quarterback. 9 different systems. So when is it that Jalen is the system?
Exactly.
When does that become the argument? It won't because he doesn't fit the, he's not 6'5", 240 pounds and runs like a deer like Josh Allen. He's not the elusive Michael Vick-esque guy like Lamar Jackson, only Lamar throws better. He doesn't have, he's not making behind the back or sidearm throws or have multiple Super Bowl rings like Patrick Mahomes. He's not Destiny's darling like that. They hate him because it's not what they want. But it's why I love the kid.
Yep.
He just does his job. Now, what I will say is I think he may be a sociopath.
He's not all there.
I will go on record and say I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah. From the perspective, every time you see him in public, there's no smiles. When he got gifted his ring, he didn't wear it because he said he's moved on.
I've moved on.
You won the Super Bowl, brother. Enjoy it.
Right? Hey, look, man. And that's what I mean. Just that drive and that will to win. He is look, I just get tired of people like Danny Parkins and these other dipshits, Pete Briscoe and his stupid list. Get sick of all of it. It's like, I ripped apart Pete Briscoe's top 100. I ripped apart Briscoe's top 100 for multiple reasons. The Jalen Hurts thing, Jalen Hurts ranked 52. And then he had Jaden Daniels at 33. I'm sorry. You can't do that. He had Justin Herbert in the 40s. I'm saying this shit can't happen.
For a guy that gets paid to talk about football, he knows shockingly little about the sport.
What was the other problem I had? See, T. Higgins ranked 70 out of the top 100, which I don't have a problem with. The only problem I have is if T. Higgins is 70, how do you not have Devontae Smith on the list at all? Their stats are almost identical, and T's been in the league a year longer. And then Danny Parkins with this Herbert versus Hurts thing.
I can't stand Danny Parkins.
I understand the talent that Justin Herbert Justin Herbert possesses. He's got a great arm, right? He's got gifts from God. He's got the most passing yards in the first 5 years of an NFL career in the history of the league. But I've watched that kid twice make the playoffs. The first time took a 24-0 lead into halftime against Sunshine and Jacksonville, only to blow it in the second half. And I get it. His defense didn't stop Jacksonville, but you didn't score points either.
Nope.
And then I watched him this past season go up against a Houston team that was begging to get bounced out of the playoffs and throw 4 interceptions. Jalen Hurts, you'd never see Jalen Hurts do that.
No.
Never. And even Nick Wright, who is not a big Jalen Hurts supporter, told Danny Parkins on air. Danny's like, do you think if the Chargers had Jalen Hurts that they would have won that game? Nick Wright told him, yeah, I do. If Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Chargers, they beat Houston. Yes, yep. I do.
Jalen Hurts doesn't make those mistakes.
And it's Danny Parkins with all the time. With every time I hear him, he's got. They talk about quarterbacks. It's always Justin Herbert. It's always that the Eagles would trade Hurts for Herbert in a heartbeat. And I'm like, dude, you don't know your ass from your elbow.
Nah, he is brain dead stupid.
Yeah, and he's a dork.
I can't. Hearing him speak makes me want to gouge my eyes out.
Yeah.
And I don't even. That's the worst part because.
Loomis isn't just me or Sunshine, the creepiest looking idiot ever. I tell you what, if that kid doesn't figure it out this year, get into the playoffs and win a playoff game, now they need to be done with him. I'm already out on him. But now they added Travis Hunter. Now they added Travis Hunter to go alongside Brian Thomas. There's too much talent there to not be successful in a division that is very winnable.
Yeah. Well, that's everything from me. So,
all right, closing thoughts, kiddo. Well, before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts.
Oh, about
anything. Upcoming departure, whatever.
Like we said earlier, if you feel the need to send me a letter, my dad will give you his address. You'll send it here, and then he'll send it to me, and I'll get back to you. If you feel nice enough to want to do that, I'll appreciate it. The Mets suck. Knicks are winning the championship, and go Birds.
So while he's at basic, obviously most of our games are on Sundays. That'll be the day that he'll get to call if he can. If they allow it, if someone in the union hasn't gotten all the privileges taken away from everyone. So, Grady, what I intend to do is to, my speaker is basically useless with the size of the crowds we get now.
Yeah.
But I do intend to bring it. And if you are able to call and we are up there during that time, I'm going to have Mike mute the TV and I'm going to put you on the speaker. So you can say go Birds to everybody. And then, of course, just for a minute or two, and then we'll and Mom and I will step outside and talk to you. But thought that would be a fun thing.
All right.
Other than that, I got nothing else. So the Grady has the Birds 14-3 with another possible Super Bowl ring on the end of it.
Yep.
I like it. All right, guys, girls, come on back next week. We will be live from the Back Porch Saloon. Guest will be Dave Thompson. We call him Dad out here. He was with us one other time a season or two ago. We're going to get his thoughts on basically what Grady and I just did. And I also want to hear his thoughts on the Jalen Hurts stuff and the disrespect. And maybe we'll throw in a little Phillies talk too. Until then, guys, girls, thank you very much for joining, whether you're in here now or you listen later. Try to get through the rest of your night. Enjoy the upcoming weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Remember, the judge is not back in until Monday. And as always, go Birds.
Go Birds.
All right, kids, that's it. Take care. I'll keep you updated on Grady. And go Birds. We love you.